Welcome to ChitChats with the CEO of American Ayurveda. I am Vasudha Gupta, Doctor of Ayurveda and CEO of American Ayurveda, a company that is dedicated for making health easily attainable for everyone naturally. Today, let's talk about an interesting topic, menopause. A lot of us have lots of questions about menopause, and many a times it's very difficult to find the right answers, correct? So, what is menopause? By definition, menopause is 12 months after the last period where a woman has no cycles for that 12-month period, correct? Now, before that stage, there is one more stage which is called perimenopause. So basically, when we are talking about menopause, we can divide it in three stages. There is a stage of perimenopause, which is before menopause, and peri is actually like around, correct? So it's a time period around menopause, which is a period of nearly 8 months to 10 years. I know it's a very long period, and it can be different for every single woman based on the family history, based on the genetics, and based on other health problems, which we will discuss as we go ahead. The menopause actual period is the 12-month period, like we talked about earlier. And then there is the third stage, which is called the post-menopausal stage. And we'll take each one and we will analyze what are the different symptoms that a woman will experience, what are the problems, and how does Ayurveda address menopause at all the three different stages of menopause. So let's start with perimenopause. So it is the period which could be for a minimum time period of like 8 months, but it can also extend up to 10 years. Why is this period so scary? Because of all the symptoms that a woman undergoes during this period. What are the main symptoms in perimenopause? They are kind of similar to menopause, but because it's still early, the woman is still getting the cycles. The symptoms could be, yes, cycles wise, it could be like irregular cycles or a little heavier cycles or a little bit prolonged or delayed cycles. A person does not think so much about menopause at this stage, but some symptoms or some signals, if we can identify and correlate, it gives us a little bit of relief to analyze and understand that yes, probably we are in the perimenopausal stage. Now, what are these symptoms that we can easily identify? Some very simple symptoms could be hot flashes out of nowhere, randomly coming and going, and they did not need to be evenly spaced, or even they did not occur at regular time intervals. They just come out of nowhere. There could be some night sweats. There could be brain fog. Now, how would we classify brain fog? It's a problem where you kept something, you just cannot remember. There's like a blank space in your memory bank, correct? So that is called as a brain fog, which is a typical sign of perimenopause. It also happens because of stress, believe me. But if you are above 40 and you are at that age where you know that menopause is coming, it's on the way, it could be a sign of perimenopause, correct? Some other signals could be mood swings. You're suddenly happy, you're suddenly sad, and without a reason, without an obvious reason, okay? There could be some sleep problems a lot of times because there's a sudden onset of like night sweats, which could lead to problems sleeping throughout the night. So these symptoms are like small signals which tell that the perimenopause journey has already started. And how would we know how long is going to be our journey? A lot of times it depends on the journey our moms had or our sisters, like our siblings, had. So if we can talk to them and find out, it makes things a little bit easier, and clearer, so we can accept, okay, I'm going to go through a period of probably 2 years of this, or I'm going to go through probably a period of like 6 years or 8 years, because that's what my mom went through, or my older sister went through, or that's how women in my family have been going through. So this is perimenopause. Now, what does this mean? Perimenopause means that the main two hormones which balance your cycle, the menstrual cycle, estrogen and progesterone, have started shifting. The estrogen has slowly started going down, correct? And that is one of the main hormone which is responsible for your bone health, for your heart health, and that is why perimenopause is an important stage in a woman's life, where when we get any of these symptoms, whether it is hot flashes or night sweats or brain fog, we have to, or mood swings rather, we have to pay attention to two things. First thing is our bone health. Make sure you get your bone mass density, make sure your calcium levels and vitamin D3 levels are good, and get them checked regularly. And if they are not, you got to make sure that you supplement it with some form of calcium. Now, the most easiest way we can get calcium in the most natural forms is brown sesame seeds. 2 teaspoons a day when the perimenopause starts is a very easy way to get calcium. Some other ways you can definitely get is take a banana, because potassium will help you for better calcium absorption. Broccoli, there are a lot of other vegetables also which can give you calcium. So we can start incorporating more of those in our diet. And the second thing that we need to be careful about is our heart health. Keeping a check on the blood pressure, making sure we do not retain salt, we do not take in excessive salt, like no putting extra salt on the salads or not taking any extra salt at that stage will also help us not only protect our heart but also our kidneys, and in the long run keep us healthy. So these two things we need to focus on, especially when we are in the perimenopausal stage, and start supplementing things at that stage, correct? Now let's go to the menopause stage. You had no cycle for the last 12 months. After that 1 year period, you are in the menopause. Not during that 1 year, but after that 1 year is complete and you had no cycle, you are in the menopause stage. The same things again, the night sweats, the brain fog, the hot flashes will be more prominent, more frequent. The time interval will keep reducing, and you will have problems with your memory a little bit off and on. So again, taking care of your body in terms of keeping your bones healthy, because perimenopause, the osteoporotic changes, and a lot of times if you are a petite frame, kind of like you're tiny and small and thin always, osteopenia is another thing that we should be careful about. So addressing these two issues right from the perimenopause can help us stay healthy. Ayurveda also suggests a natural phytoestrogen and phytoprogesterone therapy, which is, I've tried to put it in a simple formulation called 50 plus for women, and you don't need to be 50 plus just to start it. You can also start it in the perimenopausal stage, so you can address all these issues. Keep your bones healthy, keep your memory good, avoid night flashes, hot flashes, and night sweats. And this will keep you much more balanced and much more in a better state of mind emotionally, because you're not feeling a lot of these symptoms and they are less frequent if you are substituting the hormonal imbalance with the phytoestrogens and progesterones, like 50 plus for women. The same can be continued in the menopause, because you still need to make sure that your bones are healthy, because we normally, when we are in the medical school, correct, we are taught the the 4 Fs. If you are female, fatty, 40 means over 40 years, and if you You're watching the American Ayurveda YouTube channel. I am Vaidya Vasudha Gupta, CEO and co-founder of American Ayurveda. Stay tuned for more informative videos that can help you change your life.